Hi everybody, Tiff Hamilton here. I am super excited for us to kick up our feet and talk about the buying process. Congratulations, you already made it through step 1, which is finding an amazing realtor. That's me. Step 2 is figuring out how we're gonna pay for it. I know some people pay with cash, but a lot of people end up having to go through a financing route. So I wanna tell you a little bit about the financing process. Obtaining a loan can sometimes feel like a tad bit of a gauntlet, but no worries, I'll be here for you every step of the way. First, you really want to make sure you connect with a lender that is the best fit for you. I'd be super happy to introduce you to some of the top local lenders that I have used personally, as well as some of my amazing clients. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. The lending process can seem a bit grueling at times, but don't worry, I'll be here for you every step of the way. After you choose a lender, they're going to want to get down to the nitty-gritty of your finances, so please don't hold anything back. You want to be as honest as possible so that we can make it through this crazy process and end up with a loan for you to purchase your home. While I know you want to jump right in and go check out some houses, what's most important is for us to figure out what that price range is that you can afford. What's going to happen with the lender is they're going to collect all of your debt information as well as your income information. So that ratio that the lender is going to come up with, debt to income, is going to determine how much money that you will be able to take out with the lender in order to afford your home. Now listen, that ratio is most likely not going to include some of your crazy spending for shoes and just for lifestyle. So make sure when you get that price range from your lender, you also get what that monthly payment is going to look like, because in the end, that is the most important part. Now, step 3, let's go shopping. What I'm going to do is set up a search for you. That search is going to include all the most important things that you want out of a home, out of a neighborhood and community in order for you to live your best life. So let's start up the search. I have a pretty cool system in place in order for me to collect all that information for you. So just click the link below, fill out the intake form, be as honest as possible so that I can set up a search that's going to be the best fit for you and your needs. Then we go shopping. Pick out all the favorite homes that you want to check out in person. One of the things I am going to suggest that you do, if you're unfamiliar with the area, do a drive-by. If you're not local, take advantage of Google Earth. It is a really cool tool that you can use where it can look like you're actually walking the street and taking a closer look at the neighborhood. You'd be surprised how many clients pull up to a home without doing this drive-by and think to themselves, whoa, this area is not for me. So make sure you just take that extra step. So make sure any of the homes that we do end up physically getting into, we already know that that area is a good fit. Let's check out the home and see if that's a great fit too. All right, say we go check out a home and we're like, this is the one. Let's talk about the offer process. There are a lot of different options to make your offer look the best offer possible so that the sellers want to accept it. Depending on what type of market we're in, will definitely dictate what type of offer we write, best terms, best price, etc. One thing I'm definitely going to do before we decide to write an offer is send you over some what I call comps, comparables in the area, to help you determine if the price that they're listed for matches what it would appraise for. So be on the lookout for that email right after you tell me, Tiff, I love this home and I want it. I just want to make sure that you're not going to find yourself overspending. All right, we found the home, we know what it's worth, now it's time to write the offer. So there are 2 contracts in the state of Florida that we can write on. I'm going to spend some time with you discussing which contract is going to be the best fit for your situation. Once I write up that offer, I'm going to send it over to you electronically so you can e-sign. When you receive it, please take the time to read the entire contract to really know what you're getting yourself into. It's a really important part of the process. Have questions about the contract? No worries. I can try and do my best to answer them, but I am not an attorney. So in the event that you have questions that I can't answer, I definitely will point you in the best direction in order to get the professional to answer them. After all, I want to make sure that you are putting this offer in with confidence. So let's talk a little bit about the negotiation process. Please anticipate us going back and forth a little bit with the sellers. We will make sure that we know everything we can prior to making this offer about the home. For example, age of roof, age of AC, or any big expenses that we might have to make after we purchase, and use that as negotiating strategies in order to get you the best price on the home. All right, guess what? We're fully under contract. Both the buyers and sellers agreed to a price, agreed to terms. Now we are off to the races. One of the first steps after going under contract is going to be submitting an escrow deposit. That will usually be wired over within the first 3 days of us going fully under contract. Fully executed means both the buyers and sellers have signed all necessary parts of the contract to come to an agreement. Next step we're going to do is make sure that we set up that home inspection. The home inspection period is typically between 7 and 15 days, depending on what we negotiated on the contract. Don't have an inspector? Don't worry at all. I have a list of amazing inspectors, and we will make sure that we set up all the inspections necessary within that inspection period to ensure that whatever home you do purchase, you know all the good, the bad, and the ugly about. Now, some people think that the inspection period process is all about the exterior, interior, guts of the home, but it's more than that. What I want you to do is drive by the home day and night to make sure the traffic patterns are going to be a good fit for you. We're going to get insurance quotes to make sure that insurance is affordable for you as well. We're going to make sure during this inspection process that this home is going to be the best fit for you possible. So the inspection process is actually a full giant picture of the home, the area, and all the costs it's going to have that come with it. All right, we're through the inspection period. We negotiated everything we possibly could in order for us to make this feel like a great deal for you. Now it's time to really hone in and focus on obtaining that loan if that's what you're getting. Make sure whenever the lender says jump, you jump. Say how high, jump higher. Make sure that in a timely process, you're getting the lender everything they need in order for them to make sure that the process is smooth and we get you that loan. Now it's going to feel like they're asking for everything, and some of the stuff they ask for just feels like it doesn't make sense at all. But our government has put forth a pretty secure process in place to ensure that they are only giving loans out to people who can truly afford them. So just make sure that you get the information over even if it feels like it doesn't make sense. It's important and necessary in order to get that loan. All right, this loan process contractually is 30 days. So you have 30 days from when we go under contract until we have funding approval, which means that the lender has looked at everything possible about your finances and they feel 100% that you are able to get this loan. Keep in mind, the beginning of the process is a pre-approval. So that's gathering information just from word of mouth. Now they need all the documents in order to support everything you told them about your finances. Once we get that loan approval, we are off to the races and that much closer to purchasing the home. As we get closer to that closing date, we are going to want to make sure we do a few things prior to closing. One is going to be setting up all the utilities into your name to take effect the day of closing. This is super important. What we don't want is to close on a home that day and not have any power or water for you to move into. So make sure you reach out and you ask me, hey Tiff, who are those vendors I need to reach out to set everything up? And I'll provide you an amazing list. Another thing that we're going to want to do prior to closing is the walkthrough. usually happens either the day before or the day of closing. We want to make sure that the house is in the same condition it was when we first toured it or inspected it. So we are going to be testing, make sure drains are draining, appliances are working. We're going to make sure there's no leaks in the ceiling. We're going to make sure that the home is good to go. We just need to have that last peace of mind to make sure that the home's in the same condition that we originally saw it. So typically, right after the walkthrough, we head to the closing table. Woo! Make sure on your way to closing, you have the following items: 2 forms of identification, and everybody who is purchasing either on the loan or on title needs to be present at the closing. Typically, either the day before or the day of closing, you're going to be wiring over the remaining balance that is due. It usually takes title up until the day before closing to work out final numbers with the lender. So don't stress out. Those numbers are coming. You typically don't give them the funds until the day before or the day of closing. If you got a loan, be in for at least an hour-long closing. Your hand's gonna be hurting from signing your life away, but it's totally gonna be worth it. At the end, when we are fully funded, those magic words that we'll hear from the attorney, we will be able to give you your keys, and your journey in your new home begins now. Listen, I know that this was a lot of information to take in all at once. I'm going to be with you every step of the way to remind you of these steps. I just wanted to make sure that you knew from the start the good, the bad, the ugly of buying a home here in Florida. There's going to be a lot more information I share with you throughout the process regarding the good, the bad, the ugly of Florida homes, getting that loan, writing those offers. But this is just the gist of what basically you're going to go through in order to purchase a Florida home. I'm super excited to be a part of this whole journey with you. It's going to be a crazy ride, but I do look forward to making sure you buy with confidence. Thanks for listening.